My name is Bertha. This is week 5 presentation. I'm going to talk about how to position a patient and scan a patient for a brain and soft tissue neck protocol. So first, um, what you want to do is make sure that you have fully went over the screening form with the patient, because you are going to be going to zone 4, which is the high magnetic field of the MRI scanner. So you want to make sure you already went over the questionnaires on the screening with the patient thoroughly. And before you go into the scanning room, you want to make sure you self pat yourself to make sure you don't have any metallic items on yourself, like your cell phone, a pen, credit cards, or even your badge if it has metal on it. And at this point, the patient should already be fully changed out of their street clothes and ready to enter zone 4, which is the scanning room. So once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and enter the scanning room, and you're going to have the patient lie down, supine head first. And that's going to be for your brain protocol and neck protocol as well. So you have them lie down, supine head first, and then you're going to go ahead and place your brain coil on them, which you can either use a 8-channel coil or an HD coil. And you'll use the same coil for the soft tissue neck. So the brain coil, which is going to be the same one you're going to use for your soft tissue neck protocol, you're going to use the same coils. Uh, if your site has um, a neurovascular array, then you can use that one. But yeah, otherwise you're going to use the same HD coil. And basically the coils they act as a antenna to receive the radio frequency signal coming out of the patient's body and transmitting the data to the computer where the images generate. And it's just a good enhancement view of like small vessels and like pathologies and stuff like that, which is why you will use contrast with these type of exams, is to enhance um, the pathologies that the radiologist could be looking for. So going back to the MRI brain protocol, once you have your patient lying down, supine head first, and you have placed the coil on their head, you're gonna landmark the laser between the eyebrows right here, which is the glabella. So now your screen has a sagittal, coronal, and axial plane, and for um, this particular sequence, it's going to be an axial sequence planning. So you're going to do the axial on the sagittal plan. Um, then you're going to angle parallel to the genu and splenium of the corpus callosum on the sagittal image, and make sure you split the cerebral hemispheres perfectly on the coronal image. And then the coverage is going to be from top to bottom, which is, so from superior to inferior, you're going to, the coverage is going to be from so through the vertex of the brain, through the foramen magnum. Now, the angulation and coverage for sagittal brain sequence is angle between both hemispheres of the brain on the coronal and axial image. Your coverage is going to be from left to right of the brain, and you're going to, so like left and right to right, and you're going to try not to clip the temporal lobe. So either left to right or temporal to temporal. And for the coronal sequence, it's going to be front to back or anterior to posterior. Slice angulation is going to be, you're going to angle parallel to the brain stem on the sagittal image. And then your slice coverage is going to be um, to the occipital, I mean, to the, from the frontal sinus to the occipital protuberance. Oh, wait. So now for 3D axial planning for the MRI cowl, um, you're going to align with the axial plane only. You only use that one. And your slice angulation, you're going to angle parallel to the genu through the splenium. Your coverage is going to be the from the foramen magnum, foramen magnum through the top of the corpus callosum to avoid venous contamination. After the scan is done, you need to complete the post-processing of the MIP. The finished data can be scrolled through and maximize the intensity projection. In the 3D viewer, external vessels need to be removed using a scalpel tool. So for the MRI soft tissue neck, again, you're going to use a HD or NV array coil. And then the soft tissue neck patient position is supine head first. And you're going to landmark the soft tissue. For the soft tissue neck, you're going to landmark mid neck, so right here. This exam is also with contrast. And anytime you're going to do any type of contrast exam, you need to have already asked the patient any medical history, that if they have any kidney failure or previous allergic reactions to the contrast and such. So when you're doing the soft tissue neck, there's this thing called the time of flight, which is essentially where you watch the contrast travel through the neck, and as soon as it hits the carotids, then that's when you start scanning. So that concludes my presentation. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. And yeah.